Fortnite OG Season 4 is here, but instead of everyone talking about how amazing the season is, all I'm hearing anybody talk about is how Fortnite OG is dead. Well, let me tell you guys something. I think Fortnite OG is just getting started, and here's why. The fact of the matter is, Fortnite OG was never made for the OG player. Fortnite OG was made simply and purely for the newer player that did not start until after Chapter 1 ended. The fact is, if you already played through Chapter 1, you experienced OG as it was meant to be experienced. And the truth is, that was the only way that you were ever going to be able to experience. Because as it's been said many, many times, you can never bring back the experience of OG in the modern world. It's just simply not possible. The fact is, the skill gap between the players that were playing the first year of this game and the average player now, there just really is no comparison. You've got over 7 years of people sitting down and studying this game and playing this game and trying to get better and working on their aim and doing speed edits. Doesn't matter what you do, there's always going to be someone in this game that is way better than you and has spent many, many years playing this game. Because of that, you're never able to get that one-to-one recreation of an experience for what it was like when this was a brand new game and no one knew how to play the game. When Season OG dropped at the end of Chapter 4, it truly was a game-changing moment for the game of Fortnite. Not only did it give all of those people that had been playing since the beginning and who had been clamoring for a return to OG, not only did it give them a little taste of what they had been missing, but for people like myself that didn't start playing the game until well after Chapter 1, even well after Chapter 2 for that matter, for someone who didn't start playing the game until Chapter 3 or Chapter 4, Season OG was our first taste of what OG must have been like. And yeah, I think a lot of people played that season and thought, man, this should be a full-time game mode. Now, sure, you'd have the people that would argue, oh, this should just replace Battle Royale going forward. This should be the only game mode. Those type of people were definitely not thinking about the bigger picture. But for people like myself, people like a lot of different content creators, and clearly now that we look back on it, the Fortnite devs, they thought having two game modes, your regular Battle Royale and your classic Fortnite OG, that those would be modes that maybe the larger player base would all get behind. But as we've all seen, the player count for OG, it's just not been there. You know, at the launch of any new season, you know, it might get a little bit of love here and there. You might see a pretty decent spike in players that first weekend or whatever. But by a week into each one of these first 4 seasons in OG, the game's really started to get stale. The player count's really low. Content creators aren't really making content on OG. There's just no hype around OG. But unlike a lot of people who feels like that this is just a sign that the mode is dying or the mode was dead to begin with, I don't actually think that's the case. See, as I said earlier, I truly do believe that OG was put out there not for the OG player, but for the people that never experienced it in real time. Yeah, we got Season OG, but that was a small, short, 1-month condensed version that didn't really give us a chance to sort of see what it was all about. And while I'm sure that Epic and the devs at Fortnite expected for classic OG players to play OG, I really think that they put this out there more for people that hadn't experienced the first time. Because at the end of the day, why would someone who's already went through it want to go back and relive it? Wouldn't they just want to play the new version of the game? There's a lot of people that would have disagreed with that statement. A lot of OG said, no, I just want OG. But then you go look at all the OG Fortnite creators. When I say OG, I don't mean OG players. I mean people that were OGs that played Fortnite back in Chapter 1. Almost none of them are doing content in OG because they're not playing OG. They don't find it enjoyable. If they're still playing the game at all, they're playing Chapter 6. Chapter 6 is really capturing the community's attention in a way that OG just hasn't. But I think that this just may be the final season where that is the common narrative. You see, after season 4 ends, that's when we move into season 5. Season 5 is when they bring in Westworld. It's when they bring in Paradise. You know, from that point forward, the game is going to start getting exciting. I mean, when you go back and you study the history of Chapter 1, nothing even really got going until Chapter 4 as far as storyline goes, as far as internet hype and community, you know, engagement, all that. It all started with season 4. So really, Fortnite OG is just now getting started. And starting next season, that's when suddenly the game is going to look like all of us who played in season OG remember. Suddenly it's going to start to resemble that fully fleshed out, fully developed map that eventually Chapter 1 became. But after spending so many years playing more advanced, modern versions of Fortnite, going back to that bare bones Chapter 1 map, that just wasn't it. And then when you had a map like Chapter 6, with all the crazy weapons and the boons and the shrines and Shogun X and everything else that was happening, it's hard to go back and just play OG. All of this footage here over this video I captured over the last couple of days of playing, and I gotta say, so far OG has not been as fun as Chapter 6. But I definitely think once Season 5 hits, that's probably going to be the point where the mode starts to change. You know, in the meantime, I'm just going to keep going in and keep exploring the map and keep trying to figure out my way to attack this OG mode. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to just play the newer versions of Fortnite. I do want to play the old versions of Fortnite as best that I can. I like playing OG. I like exploring these old maps. I like finding little Easter eggs or little, you know, areas on the map that I've only seen in videos. It's a lot of fun. And I'm going to keep on playing it. I'm hoping that once Season 5 drops, a lot more people will start playing too. I do think that a lot of the newer players will join during that season. And dare I say, I think a lot of the OG players are going to come back too. And you know, if that doesn't happen, then hey, whatever. We can say that we tried it with OG, it's ran its course, and you know, maybe we should just stick to modern Fortnite. At the end of the day, I'm glad that Epic took the chance. I'm glad that Epic has really devoted the time to letting this OG game mode play out the way it has. You know, when we first dropped in, they said it was going to be 1 month seasons, but clearly they're letting these run more like regular seasons. And I think that's a good thing. And I think that the longer this mode continues to go, the more people are going to enjoy it and the more people are going to embrace it as we start getting into the really exciting chapters. The really exciting seasons. Season 5, Season 6, Season 7, Season 8, Season 9. Question is, on Season X, are they going to bring the mechs? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Do you think that they made an OG for the OG player? Or do you think that they made an OG for the noob like myself? Alright guys, that's going to be it. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.